the reaction, particularly when you read the papers today, has been quite critical of this move. So why?
Well, you know, we needed to turn a profit on the drug. This drug was being sold by several different companies. It came as a package in a lot of companies. No one really even knew that they owned it. And the price of the drug was...
Right, it was originally what, GlaxoSmithKline, right?
It's been passed around a little bit. It's
okay.
Glaxo, then Core, then Impax, and now us.
Okay.
And we're the first company to really focus on this product. And I think that's a great thing because ultimately the companies before us were actually just giving it away almost. You know, the price that they were pricing it at was the price...
$13.50.
Yeah, $13.50, and you only need less than 100 pills. So, you know, at the end of the day, the price per course of treatment to save your life was only $1,000. And we know these days in modern pharmaceuticals, cancer drugs can cost $100,000 or more. Rare disease drugs can cost $500,000. Daraprim is still underpriced relative to its peers.
But my understanding was that to actually produce this pill, what, cost only $1?
It costs very little to make Daraprim.
Okay, so then how are they losing money if they were selling it at $13.50?
The cost of production is not the only cost, right? So you have distribution costs, you have obviously FDA costs, you have manufacturing costs that are just included by the cost of goods sold for the pill itself, the ingredients, but also the people that make the pill and make sure that it's made to specification. Those costs have increased dramatically over the years. So this product was...
But dramatically up 5,000% to $750?
They're not 5,000%, but this drug was doing $5 million in revenue. And I don't think you could find a drug company on this planet that could make money on $5 million of revenue. Most costs are much higher than that.
Okay, so your contention is that they were losing money, only generating $5 million.
And not providing dedicated patient services. Rare diseases are not like buying, you know, Advil or something. This is a very, very tough disease. It requires a lot of attention and focus from the drug company. Has to partner with the patients and distributors and really make sure that it's a very cared for community, and that costs a lot of money too.
Well, Martin, some of the reaction in the medical community from various doctors, you know, there was one in particular at Mount Sinai, head of infectious diseases, said that, you know, look, this means that we're going to have to, the price of this means we're going to have to look for alternative treatments. We can't take Daraprim anymore, and we won't be able to keep this drug because it's so expensive now in stock, and that may delay treatment for some patients.
So we've put the right protocols in place to make sure, in fact, that patients get the drug faster and with almost no cost. So previously there were copays for this drug. We have a copay assistance program that will limit that. Previously there was a limited free drug program. We've expanded that. Half of our drug we give away for $1. So I think that shows our commitment to patients. And if you can't afford the drug, we'll give it away totally for free, especially if the patient's in need or doesn't have an income. So,
but then how does that intersect with your you know, a stated objective, which is that you need to make money off of this drug?
Well, it's an impediment. But at the same time, you know, we will never deny someone treatment for their ability to pay. In fact, even if we're having a disagreement with the insurer, we'll send them drug for free in the interim until we resolve that with the insurer. And that's another thing that, you know, the prior companies hadn't done.
Martin, because it is, you know, so much more expensive, though, you know, aren't there going to be other drug companies who are now going to come on board and say, okay, then we'll make generic versions of this then, and we'll sell it for cheaper?
Sure, and I think that's a great thing. You know, at the end of the day, if you look at diseases like multiple myeloma or multiple sclerosis, they've been transformed dramatically by profit incentive. And now that toxoplasmosis has companies actually generating a profit, remember, this drug's from 1940s.
Right.
The 1940s. We can make a better drug for this disease.
But is that what you're trying to do, though?
Absolutely.
Is put the drug out of business?
Absolutely. We're spending tens of millions of dollars to make a better version of Daraprim that is more effective, less toxic. Daraprim is a very toxic drug. And these patients deserve a drug company that is turning a profit, a fair profit, and also developing a drug that is better for them. They don't deserve a drug that's 70 years old. They deserve a modern medicine that can cure toxoplasmosis quickly. There's a lot of issues with toxoplasmosis. Okay,
so let me get this straight. So you are fine with, raising the price on this because you want to make money off of this drug, which you will then put into alternative, that you will put that money into alternative research to see if there's a better way to treat this infectious disease, not with Daraprim?
Absolutely. We know there's a better way to treat this disease. You know, we're developing 3 or 4 different kinds of new drugs for toxoplasmosis. Remember, no one's cared about this illness for a long time from the pharmaceutical perspective, if ever. And I think that's a terrible thing if you're suffering from toxoplasmosis. Now you have a powerful ally in our company that is looking to make new drugs for you, is willing to spend that money. And to do that, we all know drug development is very expensive. They estimate a new drug can cost $1 billion to develop. It's only fair that we make a profit and we take that money and we put it back into the patient's hands. I don't advocate for companies that raise price and don't do any research. And by the way, there are dozens of those. So
Right.
the spotlight on me is an interesting thing. I'm not thinking too hard about it because I know what we're doing is right. But at the end of the day, we are...
Right, but doctors would say, at the end of the day, if it was working, why break it then?
It's interesting. So for infectious diseases, you may know that these bugs evolve. They become resistant. In fact, if we still had to focus on penicillin, which is about 70 years old, we'd be in big trouble today. And the reality is that, by making a better version of Daraprim, 2 billion people have this. In fact, there's a good chance one of the two of us has it. And the latent form is totally fine, but if you become immunosuppressed, it can kill you. And so if this bug evolves, it'll be a ticking time bomb, and I think we need to prepare now in case the Toxoplasma mutates. And we know that Daraprim, our drug, does not cure you 100% of the time. It's about an 80% rate. Okay. I think we can get that to 100 with research. All right.